Welcome, mate. I'm Rhino, and today we're gonna be talking about why Commander can't be fixed.
Okay, so the real reasons why Commander can't be fixed. Not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, so I mean, you get right down to it. Commander is 100 card singleton. It can be big, it can be loud, it can be frustrating. Uh, it's the least emotionally stable format there is out there. You don't get people flipping tables. We don't really get that much anymore, but yeah, you don't get them
Yeah,
for a lot of things. It is chaos. It is power creep. It's the illusion of control. And every few months, somebody gets comboed off, and then they say, we need to fix this game. So we're going to make a bracket system. We're going to do this. We're going to come up with a way of quantifying a deck. And, well, what's the truth?
it can't be fixed.
It can't be fixed. Not because people haven't tried. I mean, people have tried for a long time. And really, when it was designed, it was never intended to be fixed. It was intended to be the most broken
And it's
thing that you could possibly make.
broken set.
Yeah. I mean, because, with standard, you've got this very narrow number of cards that you can use. You've got, maybe 1,000 cards, and you can figure it out. You can balance it. And bands kind of work pretty good and stuff like that. But, you know,
With
and,
Commander, you have
uh,
a variety.
it's too big to balance. How many cards do you think we have that we can choose from in Commander?
I lost count.
It's more than 30,000. How many different legendary creatures are there that we can use?
A lot.
Over 2,000. Okay. So how are you going to balance that? I mean, um,
um,
and ironically, there's still going to be people that play silly cards like Norin the Wary. He's like, oh, every time you target him, he pops back to your hand. He's okay.
uh,
Because you've got a range of from the silly to the most competitive, and everywhere in between. So, all right, we've got the bracket system. Before we had power levels. Oh, it's a 7 out of 10. Now we have brackets. What do we hear the most when somebody says what bracket they are?
this is two.
It's a 2. We hear it's a 2 a lot. Uh, every now and then you get somebody who says they've got a 4, and they might be true, but I mean, we hear it's a 2. We've got people that, I mean, even though EDH Rec says that the vast majority of the decks are 3, they're taking it from the standpoint of people that go to Magic Cons, people that are very entrenched into Magic. We play with people that they've got a precon or two. They don't even know the bracket system in most cases. Uh, and the people that we do know, everything comes in. Oh, it's a 2, and like, oh, maybe it's a 2 plus. Like, okay, you have any game changers in there? Well, I don't
Oh,
know. All right. Do you do any resource denial? What's that? They don't know these things. So the vast majority of the players out there, and based off of our experience, it's probably 80% of the players out there are not entrenched Magic players and not entrenched Commander players. They play it because it's fun. They got, somebody got them into playing it. They show up to one of the LGSs that we go to, and we have a lot of LGSs around us. We've got like 14 around us. So we're in a nice spot, within a 20 to 30 minute drive. I mean, they're like 14 miles away at most. Our closest one is like less than 2 miles away. We go there fairly often, but we get a bunch of people that we don't see on a regular basis, and they're new. They don't watch YouTube videos. They don't get into any of this stuff. So the power levels are, in brackets.
And
They just don't know. They don't understand. Uh,
for
and
lack of a better term, they don't really care.
yeah, so when you take that whole bracket system and say, okay, well, my deck is designed for this, and this is what my commander does, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. In a lot of cases, the pregame conversation doesn't really mean anything to the vast majority of these players. Now, I mean, if you are in a place where you've got your regular commander group that comes in, you got your 30 players that come in every week, you're going to have a conversation that you talk about and it'll work for you and that'll be great. But how many people in our pregame conversations have said that they had infinite combos?
Mm.
Two or three, maybe.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's in the last year. And so we don't get a lot of people that, resource denial. Nobody says that. We've got people that say, "Oh yeah, they'll have one of these game changer commanders, say, oh, it's not that Terror Grid deck, or that's not that Tiny Bones deck. It is. They got they know enough to play that deck, and that's it. I mean, and you ask, well, can you pull out another deck? How many of them have a second deck?
No.
No, most people have one deck. Some people have two. That's about it. So we go in and we've got 20 decks with us. A lot of times, we carried in two backpacks. A lot of times, each backpack carries about 10 decks. That way we can try to figure out what sort of player we've got from various cues that we get from them. Some things like what do you how can you tell that somebody's a new player?
What they're playing, really.
Yeah, a lot of times it does come down to what they're playing. We've got there's somebody who's got every Miku's secret lair because they like Miku, and so they built a deck around each Miku. So they've got a feather deck and they've got a Zuza deck, and they're just kind of playing it because they like the cards. Okay, we've
It
got
makes sense.
yeah. There's some people that come in that you can tell by their confidence level. You can easily look at them and go, "Oh, they're new to this. They don't confidently go in and uh, they don't go in and like, well, I'm ready for this game and this is what I want to look for and this is how I'm going to play this." And we don't get a lot of that. So um, we can tell that the vast majority of the people that are playing are relatively new to Magic, at least where we are. We have gotten in a lot of those good games. That's cool. Let's see. So, social contracts. The number one social contract is the Rule Zero.
Yeah.
And how many people start a pregame conversation with us before we start one with them?
0.
We're always the one that's initiating the pregame conversation because they don't look at it as something that needs to be done. Yeah, when somebody when we're doing the politicking in game. What's something that you'll hear from time to time?
I won't destroy your creatures.
I won't destroy your creatures. Okay, yeah, all right, I'll exile them instead. Um, Technically, I didn't destroy them. Um,
I
so
just exiled them.
yeah. No, no, no. They all got minus one counters on them until they all died. Uh, uh, or it's like, okay, here's an alternate win condition. Poof, done. Um, so yeah, that you get that in there. That's one of the things that you can't fix. All right, something that's not on the list that I'm going to throw at Rhino right now, without him realizing, is okay. What value does synergy and player ability have on the game? Okay.
Not really.
No, it has an incredible amount.
Really?
Yeah. So the synergy of the deck. Hey, yeah, keep in mind, Rhino and I have been playing for years. He's been playing Magic for more than half his life.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing since beta. So I've been playing 30 years, which is more than half my life, technically. Wow. That's actually, yeah, it's technically more than half my life now. So we are really, really good players. We know the interactions of the cards. We both got certified as judges years ago. We haven't kept up with that, but you know, we're still basically judges. And whenever somebody says judge, you know, most of the time I stand up, yeah, because no one else around here is. But when you look at a deck and you see the synergy in the deck, then you know that can become a lot more powerful than a deck that has these one or two off game changer cards. Our level of play, our level of understanding of the interaction of the cards is so much higher than everyone else. I can play a really low powered deck. Rhino can play a low powered deck and still beat somebody who has something that has a whole bunch of game changers in it and you know, has the most powerful, most expensive cards, just because we know how our decks work and we know how to get around these things. Um, there's there's a lot of people that just kind of throw decks together. Oh, I got this card. I thought it looked neat. I got online. I put together a deck. Okay, and you've played it how many times?
0.
Or 2 or 3. By the time we take a deck to play test, we have goldfished the deck 50, 60 times. We know what cards are in there. We know what's going to come out. We know what the probability of having a proper opening hand is. We know all of that stuff. And we run into these people that they will have a deck and it's like, okay, I'm not getting any land. I'm not getting any land. And it's like, well, how many lands do you have in the deck?
20 something.
Like 20 something. We actually ran into that. Somebody had 22 land in their deck. Like that's a reason why you're not getting any land. You know, they don't understand the balance. We had someone that we built a deck for them. They had an idea in mind. Okay, we built a deck. We play tested the deck multiple times. We made sure that the deck worked really good. I mean, it wasn't an expensive deck. It was like $30. All right. We have plenty of cards. We make decks for people all the time. We gave them the deck. They were excited to get the deck. We couldn't play with them at the time, but a couple weeks later, we had a chance to play with them. They had changed out how many cards?
20.
They changed out 20 cards before they even played the deck. They took a deck that we knew was a good synergy and they broke it because, well, I like this card. I like this card. They took out land. Oh, I don't like that land. That doesn't make sense. It was in there for a reason. So we run into that a lot. Okay. Another reason why Commander can never be fixed. Wizards is both the problem and the dealer. Does Wizards want Commander to be fixed?
No.
Nope. Because what are they constantly doing with the precons? Each precon is getting better.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot more powerful. They're printing better and better cards. When was the last time we saw a vanilla creature printed for a precon? It's like 5 years ago. I didn't. So. So there's constantly a power creep coming on with the cards that Wizards is producing, and they don't want things to be better. They don't want it to be fixed and perfect and all that.
Yeah.
So, all right. Now, here's the big question: do we want it to actually be fixed?
I don't know.
I would say, no, we don't want it fixed. Why would you want it fixed?
Because if you have it fixed, then
Then we can't do the things we want it to do.
yeah.
All right. I want to build a deck that is a $20 deck that does an amazing thing.
Yeah.
I want to win through something where people will look at it and go, "Oh, wow, that's cool. I didn't know that you could do that." I had a game, what was it, a couple weeks ago, where you weren't in, were you in the, yeah, I think you might have been in the game, where I had my commander out, then I brought out a creature, and then all of a sudden they realized, oh, that creature's power and toughness is equal to my life total that I've been working on getting up. And now it is unblockable. Okay. So I swing in for 70. Unblockable. That's kind of cool. People went like, "Oh wow, that's cool. I didn't know you could do that." And well, how much does the card cost? $1. It's like, so we don't really want it fixed.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we like doing those things that break the game. We like saying things like, "Oh, I won't destroy any of your creatures," because we know the words. We know exactly. Oh well, no, I'm not going to destroy the creatures. Maybe I'll just burn you for 40, and that'll be it. So do we have a reputation around here?
I think so.
Well, we have a reputation because everybody knows that Rhino is a good player, and that we stream and we talk about this, and we spend a lot of time working on Magic and stuff like that. And we do all sorts of jank stuff, and we've got so much stuff that we do that makes us a better player. And we're not saying that from the, "Oh, I'm a better player than you." It's just when you get down to it, when you spend 10,000 hours playing Magic, you become an expert. Okay. How many people do you run into that have played Magic that much? And most of the people that we play against, they have played Magic maybe 100 hours, maybe a little bit more. And they just don't have the experience that we have. So when we play, what do we do?
We first do the rule 0.
Yeah, we do the rule 0. So we talk to the people about what is their deck, what are they looking for. Then what do we do? Do we get the deck that's going to beat them?
No.
No.
We want to do the deck that is on the same level.
Same level. We want to do something that is very complementary to their deck. We want them to have interaction in there. We don't want to do an alternate win condition unless it's like Princess Twilight Sparkle, which is everybody wins. People love it when we play that deck. It's a group hug that's actually a group hug that's not trying to kill you. But we want the game to be fun for everyone. I don't want to show up to a game and just be beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten all the time. And I don't want to go up to a new player and beat them and beat them and beat them all the time.
Because that's not fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's times that I could have won on turn 5, but I didn't use that combo that I just realized that I had. There's times that it's like, okay, I could easily swing in for lethal, take them out. That's no fun. And another thing that Rhino and I do is we often try to be in different pods. Because what happens when we're in the same pod?
We try to figure out who's going to win.
Between us. Because it either comes down to us beating each other up first, or we take out the other players and then figure out which one of us is going to win. So,
more or less.
Yeah, more or less. So what we try to do is we try to get into other pods, and we want to be in different pods. We want to make sure that we are fairly well balanced with other people, and we play slower. We don't go all out, because if we went all out, we would be miserable people to play against, and it wouldn't be good for the community. We want people to come back. We want them to enjoy playing Commander. We want them to have an experience and enjoy that experience. So that's what we're looking for when we play Commander. And so we hope at some point that we'll run into you playing Commander, or you run into people like us that, yeah, maybe we are better players, but we're not going all out. The only time we go all out is when prizes are on the line. And when prizes are on the line, you've got to have your board state correct. You've got to do the rules correctly. Otherwise, I'm going to call a judge on you, and and if that's me, or I'll call Rhino, and we'll make sure that things are correct. But I mean, it's a casual game. You can't create a rating system that's all encompassing. You can't quantify decks down to a couple of numbers.
You can't dilly dally.
Yeah, you've got to. I mean, it's a game that you have to feel, and that's what it is. So it can't be fixed, and it was never supposed to be. And every game is a new experiment. And Rhino's got a new experiment that he's working on with a commander. And we'll take these well-known commanders and we will really, really power them down.
Mm-hmm.
Really power them down.
Yeah.
And we really want to get to the point where we can say, no, it's not that deck, and this is why it's not that deck. And we're still having a hard time doing that with Edgar Markov.
Yeah, I don't think you can really do that.
I mean, that one's kind of difficult, but and we might have a hard time with Prosper as well. But some of these commanders, if you want to play them right, you can't power them down. So, but we like grabbing strange and unusual commanders and pull them up and go, oh wow, that's interesting, that's different. And so we're resorting our cards, coming up with new decks all the time, and we've got more fun things that we're going to do. And Ryan, why don't you close this out?
Well, I want to thank you for watching us um talk.
Yeah, it's just talking.
And I have more videos coming out soon. So until then, Rhino out.